gifts and blessings we have as a communist country.
After that speech from the organizers, Blanky took the opportunity to address the nation about the recent events with the capitalist team.
I have a couple things to say. In the West, the
Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. New sponsorship opportunity is live. Join in the excitement and get paid. Why the hell not? I gotta start streaming, so goddamn it. Got a viewer, Installed apps. Let me start streaming. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's been a while. I missed y'all boys. I was gone for 7 days, but I was out of town. I had to go see my family. It was nothing I could really do about that. But I'm back. And today, I got something special planned for y'all boys. I am going to be playing, as you can see from the title, Wizard101. This is one of those games where, like, I played as a kid, but didn't really have, like I thought it was free to play, but, like, once you actually, like, start playing, you realize that you have to pay to play. And I was young, and I didn't have, like, crowns of money to be able to play, so now that I'm an adult, not a very rich adult, I can still pay to play, whenever I want, so I got that. And I'm hopping straight into it. I've been grinding it a lot. I'm level 73 on there now. Wizard101. And another thing I like to do, y'all, I gotta play a YouTube vid in the background as I game. To fiddle with the ADHD. Right now I'm level 73, grinded through I forgot the name of the world, but you guys won't be able to see it. And I'm also grinding pet snacks, so I need couch potatoes. I'm
It's
grabbing couch
time to
potatoes.
celebrate gifts and blessings we have as a communist community.
After that speech from the organizers, Blanky took the opportunity to address the nation about the recent events with the capitalist team.
I have a couple things to say. In the West, the only way to repay debt is with money. How do we repay debt in the East? We repay them with kindness. We repay them with labor, and we repay them with loyalty. So by these very terms, how do we repay bloodshed? We only take dubs.
Then finally, everyone was allowed to start enjoying the festival. From racing on pigs' backs, dodgeballs with eggs, everyone seemed to be having a great time. On the other side of the sea, the mood was completely different. A video of the president was made and broadcasted to everyone on the team.
My fellow citizens of Burger, this is a solemn hour. In the early morning light, while our island was still resting in the peace that we have long cherished, our neighbors across the water, those under the red banner of the communist state,
declared war upon us. Let me be clear, this was not a war of our choosing. A rogue group among us attacked without the authority of our government, causing an international incident. The flames of liberty must not be extinguished. Not
here,
not
now,
not ever.
ever.
As of this hour, we are entering a wartime economy. Let no one say this nation cannot
adapt.
Let
no one say Burger
was caught unready. We are not afraid of hardship. We are not afraid of struggle. You will taste nothing but iron and ash. Burger stands united, resolute, and ready.
After that, they all gathered and a wartime economy was announced by Maker, where people of the island would be paid by the government for doing and helping the war effort. Somehow though, in the middle of all of this, they still found time to launch a second rocket. This time, not only Miku was on it, but they managed to have 2 other people sitting with her. How did they even manage to convince those people to do that?
3, 2, 1, ignition. Ignition. Liftoff. We have liftoff.
The launch was successful. The players were now astronauts that were tasked to build a space station up there. But while Maker was busy watching the rocket launch, at the Wuhi sect, the plan they established yesterday for killing Maker was being set in motion. Everyone was waiting in their assigned location and Logical was sent to bring Maker to the temple for quote-unquote a meeting. Once Maker arrived, 2 people were waiting for him in the basement of the temple, sitting around a table. Each chair of this table were trapped to be able to be broken, making Maker fall in a 1-by-1 hole where 2 hidden players would be able to take him out quickly. Unfortunately for them, Maker did check the chair, feeling that this setup was a little suspicious. Realizing this was a trap, he was alone against multiple players. He wouldn't be able to run away in time. People were all around him, under him, and even at the exit. They had sort of everything, even if Maker found the trap.
Alright, we can do this the easy way or the hard way if you just want to talk. I think it's pretty evident, without me, I don't think you would be in the position you're in.
Sure, like I'm working with plenty of other people. Yeah.
Well, helped conjure your position. Throughout this, the leading just hasn't been as good. I think you've had some good policies, don't get me wrong. The issue is you're not strict enough. You haven't been, and I don't think you will be. And I'm sorry, Maker, but we need a new structure of power.
Ah, come on. Ooh.
There's no running. I'm sorry, Maker.
Maker got killed. This was just the beginning of the plan though. Now they had to make everyone believe that this was an attack from the communist team. Galaxy ignited a TNT where Maker was supposedly sitting to make this place look like it was trapped. After a quick briefing from Galaxy, they all made their way to the speech area and managed to gather most of the nation. Galaxy and Logical went up on the stage.
Citizens, my heart is like with the people today. I hate to be the one to announce this, but we had a dinner at the sect, and while we were having dinner, a trap was set below us. I barely escaped with my life, but Maker has unfortunately passed away.
It was planted by someone here. Advocative, You are under arrest for killing Maker. Drop all of your things. You're gonna follow Death to a max security prison now. Your vice president has killed Maker.
Everyone was lied to, and the blame was put on Advocative, the vice president of Maker. Under the pressure, even though he knew he was innocent, with the number of players around him that thought he was guilty, he had no chance to make it out. Advocative dropped all his items and was escorted to the prison, where he was later secretly taken out.
I know I'm no Maker. What did Maker want us to do? He wanted us to win. He wanted us to take out those communists, and that is exactly what we're gonna do here today.
Logical took advantage of the general chaos, as he was part of the government, and Maker was dead. Advocative taken out of the way. He self-proclaimed himself leader. This of course did not sit with everyone, and right after the public talking, all the government gathered in an underground room, where they all made it clear to Logical that they did not support this quick change of leadership.
The last time I saw Maker, he left with you, Sunset, and Death.
Yeah.
He didn't leave with Advocate, he didn't leave with anybody else. Why doesn't that make you not just not a leader of us, not just but the first suspect?
Why do we just skip the chain
Why-
of command
why did
and
we-
instantly do we put
I
Advocate?
didn't know the chain of command.
The council, and especially that player called Salty, did not believe Logical. To their eyes, he was a prime suspect of Maker's death. But for now, they decided to deal with the problems at hand, like the war with the other team rather than that. Speaking of them, Blanky had made his way for the prison for a special something that the warden had prepared for him. Under the prison, the guard had built an arena where they were planning to make fight to the death the capitalist prisoner that they had in the prison.
2, 3, go.
Alright, my money's on Manta, my money's on Manta.
My money's on Manta.
Shuffle's not winning it. Shuffle's not winning it. Yo, if you lose, I'm down like 10 iron. Come on. Fight him! Fight! Yeah! I called it!
After the fight, two other prisoners were taken to a machine they called the Russian roulette. Two players were placed inside it. They both had access to buttons, each having a chance to kill the other person on the press of the button with a dripstone.
If you click the correct button, something interesting will happen to the other person. With that being said, Nick, I want you to press one of the 6 buttons. Only one.
With those questionable methods, the guards took out all the prisoners and no longer had to worry about them, focusing all their manpower on preparing for the war. In contrast to all this brutality, on the capitalist island, everything was silent. Everyone was gathered for the burial of Maker. Logical was about to hold a speech, the man who killed him.
We are very sorry for the loss of Maker. We couldn't have expected anything like this. He was leading us great. He had a very positive influence on all of you. Throughout all this effort, Maker has done nothing but bring us closer and closer to victory.
Logical, I'd like to apologize for my behavior yesterday. Maker's death made me really irrational.
It's okay. I understand exactly where you're coming from, and in due time, I promise to make everything right with you, okay?
Thank you. Now let's work together and save this nation.
With war just around the corner, tension between both islands was at all-time high. Everyone was preparing. The capitalists knew that they were the ones who were gonna get attacked. Their priority was preparing a defense plan. The communists them were betting it all on their attack. But before we talk about all that war stuff, I was flying around the island and realized that Kermit was here. Apparently yesterday he had somehow escaped the communist prison and made his way back to the island. Well, unfortunately for him, even though he escaped, his own team still saw him as a
This
criminal for
chamber
attacking
holds
the
many
communist side
secrets,
with no permission and
ancient
starting that
puzzles.
conflict.
What happens
Fresh out
when
of
the
prison, he was
stars are
currently being
aligned?
searched to be put in a new cell. The frog seems to really like prisons. At least he has a neighbor in another cell.
Wallah, I didn't do anything. They think I am a spy.
Above ground,
Is it
Logical had
wisdom
gathered all
when
the
all
people
men
and he
see
was
eye
holding
to
a
eye?
speech to organize the war preparations.
Today is a day we work together as a nation, protect each other, and defend for each other. Money is amazing, running businesses are amazing, but what is more important? Our lives. After we win this war, we can go back to how we live, but more proud after our nation beat those bottom-of-the-barrel scums.
The capitalists were not the only one preparing. At the Red Island, Blanky had everything prepared and was talking about his plan right now.
Tomorrow we'll be raiding the capitalist islands to get back for what they did to us. There are main things we need to be careful of: traps, like TNT.
You mentioned something about kind of wanting to be offensive. I agree to an extent, but I feel like we should focus more on defense.
I currently have a man digging a tunnel from our island to the bottom of their island, so we'll have a small group of elite fighters exit from the middle of the island when they're least expecting it.
I think we get a small group of people, you stick together, but take out their weaker players, like their iron armors.
Okay, are we gonna push them straight from the front, or are we gonna go through behind?
Because what I've seen is, I've heard they've got a massive wall surrounding the front of the island.
It is likely that they are going to overcome the wall at one point. We are then going to fall back at the citadel, which is still being built, is in the further back part of the island.
Yeah.
I promise on everything. I will make it right. I promise when we win. It's not an if, because we are going to win. I promise. Salty will be the leader by everything.
Everyone was making plans all over the place. The wartime economy was booming, and the communists had planes. But while all of that was happening, something unexpected happened. Kermit escaped again. Don't even ask me how at this point. I don't even know. Bro was encased in a lava box with no item and somehow made it out. Later, he made his way to the communist island, and Blanky decided he would spare him and give him a new home if he decided to betray his island and describe to them the plans of the blue team, to which he accepted. This though was not the only side switching we would see today. At the capitalist island, Rasplin and Isshay, two players who were previously arrested by the communists and freed since then, decided to go to the other side and request to join their ranks.
Big question out of the way, what are you guys doing here?
So basically, we loved our nation at first, but as the days went out, we learned that our leader, Blanky, is actually pretty corrupt. He basically imprisoned all of us. I was even a commander, so I shouldn't have been there, but he just was like, you guys are all going to prison. They took all our stuff, and we were just trapped.
Not long after that, the sun started to set, probably the last sunset for one of the two teams. Today was the day. Both teams have been preparing everything for that moment. The sun started rising on both islands, and the capitalist island had a bunch of people working on their main defense, a fort tower on top of a hill far behind the town. Yesterday, Blanky shared his plan to his team on Discord with all the details on how the attack was going to take place. But the problem is that somehow those plans got leaked to the capitalist team, and knowing that they would attack from the east, they fortified that side and adapted to that scenario. The thing is that Blanky was 2 steps ahead. He knew that this plan was bound to be leaked if he shared it prior to the war. The plan he shared yesterday was totally made up, and none of it was true. The actual plan was left secret and was going to be explained to the team a couple minutes before the attack. Don't ask me what all those lines mean, I have no idea. On the communist island, it was busy. Everyone gathered at the community storage area and prepared their gear for the fight. And all the flying machines they prepared yesterday were being checked on at the shores to transport the players over the ocean. After 30 minutes of final preparations, both leaders gathered their teams one last time.
Before we cross over there, quite frankly, do many messy and maybe even vile things. I just want to thank each and every one of you for building our society to the point that is a sacred treasure that needs protection.
You guys have all put in as much effort as you possibly could, and I can't say I am more proud. You guys are amazing, and that hope has not been shattered. Actually, want to know something really, really funny? The communists over there, they're scared of us.
With the love for your home, your family, as a righteous blade, a flame to lead you through the dark, I ask you all, who's ready to take the final dub?
You guys are what's gonna bring us this win, this victory. And you guys are what's gonna bring us this victory speech after we kick their communist butts off of our island and permanently off.
The red team were on their way. When the flying machines reached the middle point between the two islands, the go was sent to the other attack party that was with Blanky, who took to the sea and started swimming to the other island. Not like the blue team thought, it was not the east shores that was going to be attacked, but the lake in front of their fortress. Once land was visible, the players on the flying machines jumped off to meet with the other main group, and the flying machines continued flying over the island as a distraction. The main attack group, led by Blanky, had already arrived to the south of the island and was about to engage the fort.
Yo, family.
The capitalists had prepared. They had placed trapped explosive all around the tower. They also had the advantage on them. With the high ground, raining arrows on them was easier than ever. To counter that, all gathered in a safe spot on the west of the fort, where they built a wall to stop the arrows from hitting them. In there, they had a little time to talk with each other and decide on how to proceed next. But when the blue team realized that they were slowing down, they decided to rush them and not give them time to plan. In the heat of the battle, Blanky ordered everyone to rush in.
Hello, sir. Don't run away. This is your island. Don't run away. Hello? Hello? Oh!
All attacking at once did not work for the communists. They were now way too dispersed around the battlefield, making it easier to pick on them one by one. But Blanky somehow managed to make everyone back again and group. After a short briefing, they were told to advance together and stay as one big group, and rushed in again. This time, it worked a lot better. Many blue soldiers were taken out and Logical, their leader, was captured. The only remaining players were the ones inside the fortress, still holding strong. The fort was taken and banners of the red team were floating on it. The rest of the capitalists were either killed or captured.
Forgive me, people of the West and people of the East. I can only hope that you can understand that what was done had to be done. We stand in ashes, blood, and sadness, but now we are free. We won. That glorious, united future has never been brighter. We only take dubs, people.
Our people, we fought, and I guess it would be hypocritical if I was the person that led our team to victory anyways. You want to even know how I got here, Blanky? Well, I thought maybe if I took care of Maker myself that I would be able to resolve, but clearly that wasn't the case. I killed Maker. The people you have around you, the only thing that's going to grow for you is paranoia. You kill people the second you have a slight inchling that they might overthrow you.
Logical. Let you and your paranoia, your guilt, your greed die with you.
The capitalist team was defeated and their leader taken out. After that, all the communists returned to their island and passed the passport control, of course. They all gathered in town and celebrated their victory. So, what happened when you put 100 communists against 100 capitalists? It turns out power corrupts, no matter which flag you fly. The communists built unity through control, the capitalists through ambition. But both systems were broken from the start, not by their enemies, but by their own thirst for control and power. Maker sold his people a dream, yet even before it could grow, some betrayed him for a taste of his power. And when he was gone, his most loyal followers began fighting each other to take his place. Blanky ruled through fear and social ranking. Behave and you'll be rewarded. Step out of the line and you'll be locked away. The few who tried to rebel were silenced. What would have happened if that prison was not built in time? What would have happened if Maker just lived one more day? A nation built on fear may rise like a castle of cards, but it only takes one wrong move for everything to come falling down. I hope you enjoyed the story. Those kind of videos take me ages to produce and I work on them all by myself. So if you want to support my work, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. And on this, it's been Ray. I'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, it's Ferric, and welcome to the best 69 plot gardening guide for Wizard101 that you will find on YouTube. So the design you see before you is the design I'm going to show you how to make in this video. And before I get started, I just wanted to thank all of you 700 subscribers that subscribed to my channel, especially most of you that came from my last video, which was the pet copying guide. Thank you so much for all the support and kind words you left. I will do my best to deliver and make the best Wizard101 tutorials that I can make. If this is your first time watching a guide like this, you might wonder why 69 plants are needed, and that's because that's the maximum amount of plants that King's Owl set that can be taken care of in large spell rings like this one. So if there are more than 69, some of those plants would not be taken care of even if it fits in the radius right here. So of all these furniture items, the only one you're going to absolutely need to make this plot is the low square table, and all these other items are going to be for the likes for the plants, which decrease the total amount of time it takes for them to get to Elder, but I seriously recommend all of these anyways because they can decrease the total amount of time from 65 to 70%. So the furniture items you're going to need are the low square table, the tatami floor mat, a tropical garden gnome, 4 crates of ice cream which can be purchased with gold in the crown shop in the housing tab by typing in crate and clicking the gold tab. You're going to need a long blue runner, which currently is in stock in the bazaar. You can also get this from the final quest in the quest line to defeat the Kraken in Triton Avenue. And as for the exclusive items for couch potatoes, you're going to need the litter and sandwich station. These two can be obtained via couch potato harvests. You're going to need a medium pot and a king parsley seed. And if you don't have couch potatoes and have evil magma peas instead, you don't need these 3, but instead you're going to want a small pot, an egg basket, a djembe drum, and any kind of boom shroom seeds. And the djembe drum and egg basket can both be obtained via harvests from
Wizard, your jewel pouch is almost full. Sock it or discard some jewels to make room in your inventory.
really makes me happy. Now there are definitely some things. This episode of the spell showcases, I'm going to be unlocking a spell, aka learning it. This one is Berry Surprise. From the Winter 2021 Scroll of Fortune, using my other wizards and redeeming their free spell elements that they get from that pack, I finally got enough to learn this spell. I haven't got over the amount, which really makes me happy. Now there are definitely some things that people don't like about this spell. Mostly the fact that no matter which tier you choose, it's an or spell. It's a hit or a heal. Personally, because it's 4 pips, I don't mind. So this is really a spell that it's an optional spell. You don't need it. It's just fun to have because it's funny watching that bear come out of the bushes and roar at you and stuff. So yeah, I think it's funny. So let's unlock this puppy. You need 35 to unlock it. Do you want to unlock the next tier for the spell? Oh yes, yes I do. I've been waiting quite a while for you, Berry Surprise. Quite a while. So the top one stays exactly the same. It's pretty much an equal chance of heal or damage. And then it goes up by 30 damage and heal for tier 3. For tier 4, it goes up by 30 again for the heal and the damage to 675 each. And for tier 5, it goes up only 25. Which, why? Just why? Why do you cheat me? Anyhow, to 700 damage or heal. The middle tier is probably the one I it did the heal.
Hey there! Looks like you're about to lose yourself some gold. Let me see. Well, here's your problem. Your gold bag is almost full. It's practically bursting. You need to spend some of that gold. You can't get more gold if your bag is full.
Y'all, the spring update is out, and today we need to talk about something that I haven't made a video on yet. It's actually pretty exciting, but part of this update involves pets that are now contenders for the new best pets in the game. What am I talking about, right? They updated a bunch of shadow enhancements, new spell that I can learn that actually gives me an aura that I never had access to before. So while some of the rank 4 in your spell weaving for any of these schools, you can get one of many rewards. For example, right, if I'm adept weaving into Storm, there's a new spell that I can learn that actually gives me an aura that I never had access to before. So while some of the rank 4, rewards for the quests, like their spells, some of the rewards are also pets. More specifically, if you weave into Fire Dragon, now this spell, it's ridiculous. It hits through up to 3 shields. It really help with the whole
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today's video I want to talk about these new pets that you might see around Wizard101. Now, I actually got one on my Storm today. I woke up and my Discord server was freaking out about this new Storm pet, and it looks honestly really cool. It's essentially the Deer Knight pet. Now, to my knowledge, there are other pets in the game that are like this for a couple of the other schools. Essentially, I woke up today and I had a pretty busy day, and then my Discord was like, yo, I just made this new pet, come get it. So I literally went to the hatchery and I made this pet. And what makes this pet really good is the fact that it actually gives you 2 Darkwind bubbles. So as of right now, the only way for you to get 2 bubbles on a pet is either as an ice or a storm with this pet. And with the storm elf ban around the corner, people are kind of looking for a new pet to make, and people I've been thinking between a storm beetle pet or a bubble pet. And with this pet giving 2 bubbles, this is probably going to be the meta pet, and then running beetles inside will probably be what's going to happen. So yeah, I already made the pet for myself for the meta whenever Elf gets banned. And I mean, to be fair, I don't really play Wiz as much as I used to, right? I play it more casually now. You know, I think a lot of people do, right? A lot of the design choices being made from KI just makes me not want to spend a lot of time in the game. I'd rather spend my time elsewhere on other games. So to me, I literally just woke up. My Discord was like, yo, new pet. I'm like, oh, new storm pet? Bet. I'm gonna go make that right now. Boom. And then I find out, oh, this pet is crazy. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to supply you guys with the information of this pet. So shout out to Taisuke. This guy lent me the pet and also told me all the information I will be sharing in this video. He's a really cool guy. He's helped me out a lot in the past. Very nice person. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Now, this pet, essentially, from my knowledge, it came from those cheap pets or whatever a while ago that got hacked into the game. So in case you don't know, this guy basically hacked a bunch of stuff into the game, and then he got banned, and then they took away those pets or something like that. And essentially what KingStyle did is they actually green-lighted these new Deer Knight pets into the game. So to my understanding, somebody looked at the game files and they saw that the Deer Knight pets got cleared, they're green, they're, you know, good to go. The sheep pets were labeled as not okay, and they are illegal as of right now. So let's talk about this whole thing, because a lot of it is essentially coming from an exploit. Now, personally, this is the first time I have ever been affected by an exploit, at least in Wizard101, because previously, beforehand, I was very, like, you know, in the game, I was very up to date with stuff. I still am to an extent, but like I said, I play more casually and stuff. I just get on the game, I log off, that kind of thing. But essentially what I think should happen here is the people who actually committed the crime of packing it into the game, they probably should have got banned, and I'm pretty sure they already have, by the way. And the people who have these Deer Knight pets right now in the game, a lot of them didn't even know that it was a crazy pet, like myself. Like I said in the video, like I genuinely just woke up, I saw my Discord, this guy posted a really cool pet. Like, this pet looks awesome, by the way, right? I wish they'd made more pets like this that were actually viable, and they looked really badass, and they were like a hybrid variant. I love that. So a lot of people are wondering if they're gonna get banned for like making this pet or using this pet, and I really don't think so, guys. And the reason I say that is like people genuinely just don't know, right? Like myself, like I didn't know. I just heard it was a new Storm pet. I went in and I made that because I love Storm. It didn't go any further than that. The most comparable thing recently would be the Azteca Raid Chest exploit, but that was very easy for KingStyle to figure out because I could see people go in, hit it basically a million times. This is different, right? Because it's a pet. You just log on, hear a new Storm pet. Oh, I want to make the new Storm pet. It literally doesn't go further than that. And if they are really upset about people making this pet, they could essentially just take away the item cards or like make the pet into a piggle like they have in the past. Ideally, I'd like for them not to do that, not just because I've already made the pet, but it's a really cool pet. Like, I mean this, guys. Like, the cosmetic and like the stats on this pet, really freaking good. Awesome pet. I tried asking the devs if they wanted to include anything in my video, and they essentially said this is going to be part of some unreleased content. So what I'm thinking is maybe the next raid or the next gauntlet coming out of, you know, spring, summer of 2025. But yeah, man, to reiterate, I would say if I was KI, I would just ban the people who did the offense, and the people who actually have the pet, I would simply just leave it. Because as KI, you can essentially just win here, right? It's like content got put into the game for the players, and y'all didn't really have to do anything. It's not really hurting anybody. Ban the person who did the offense, and then it's a net positive for the players and for KI. But yeah, man, like I said, as someone who plays Wiz more casually now, I am kind of happy that I had a reason to log on and play the game and make a new pet. I've honestly been having a hard time just trying to log on Wiz and like make content or play the game with this update, and I know a lot of the player base feels the same way. Selenopolis really just wasn't a hit, and that kind of is what it is. So like I said, at the end of the day, I got on the game, I did something I wanted to do, I had fun, and KingStyle essentially got content put into the game, and they didn't even have to put through like a patch or whatever. So it's just a win for everybody. that's pretty much it in terms of the news for the video, y'all. I kind of want to talk to you guys, my subscribers, about the channel right now, because I know I've been kind of like everywhere, not really consistent in this update, and I really do apologize for that. I really want to play Wiz. I know I say this all the time, but like I really want to play Wiz, but like the older I get, like I'm 24 now, man, and it's just like I'd rather just go out, like go to the gym, you know, work on my real life. I'm very thankful for what I have here on YouTube and Twitch, you know. Like last month I made the most I ever made off of YouTube personally, which is amazing. And I love Wiz, and I know I make fun of the devs all the time, but they have helped me out a lot. They've taught me a lot of stuff about like their design, and I know how they kind of like operate a lot of things for Wiz, which is great and all. And obviously I was a part of the extra credits program as well. That's why my name looks that way. But yeah, it's like I want to play Wiz, but I just feel like I can't play Wiz in good faith anymore. It's like whenever I feel like I'm playing Wiz, I'm just like not there because I want to play Wiz. I'm just there because I kind of have to be, it feels like. And I know there's a lot of players out there that feel this way, right? That's why people say Wiz feels like a full-time job. And, you know, like, they just can't keep up with, like, the barrier to entry and everything changing all the time. So, I guess the reason I really haven't been consistent with Wiz content lately, I'll just be completely honest, is simply I just kind of feel like I'm burning out, you know? And I feel like the only time I can pump out a video or play Wiz is essentially if it's, like, news for the community or if I'm making a guide to help you guys out, you know? Like, I can't just make content for fun like I used to when I started YouTube. You know, I used to make crazy gimmicky strats, like the Sugar Rush Wand maincast, stuff like that. And now, I just can't really do that anymore. Like, I just don't really have that passion or desire to do that anymore. Obviously, they banned stuff like the maincast, like, you can't even do it if you wanted to now. A lot of the fun taken out of the game, of course. But I just don't really want to sit there and make the same, like, PvP videos over and over and over, you know? I mean, some people can do that and get away with it, but personally, I just don't really want to do that. You know, I'd rather just be, like, a news channel and help people out, and that's just kind of what I'm happy doing. And if I get paid for it, like I do, well, I'm just happy, you know? I think that's the important thing at the end of the day, sorry. Is if I can just do something that makes me happy and I can help people, why not just keep doing that? I know there'll be some doofus in the comments be like, all you do is complain, every video's negatively, and it's like, dude, I've literally made videos talking about positive things. All I can do right now is focus on how to improve the game and make constructive, you know, objective arguments on how to make it better. So maybe someday I will want to play it again, or my friends will want to play it again. Because a lot of my friends, a lot of the cool people, quit PvP. And PvE this update as well, Selenopolis. Because a lot of the stuff that has plagued PvP is now plaguing PvE. And I said this 2 years ago. I said they should not put Rochambeau in the game. It's just going to leak into PvE, and people aren't going to like it. They're going to reject it. They're going to stop playing. And look what happened. What really pisses me off, too, about the whole PvE shit, dude, is they literally had a PvE fucking roundtable last year. I don't even know who was on it. I know, like, Val was, and then, was Fairy Queens on it? Well, I mean, there's the Fairy Queen Creative Roundtable as well. But, like, those two roundtables, they did not listen to us at all. We don't see any action for the barrier to entry. We don't see any action for, like, PvE content. We just don't. We just don't, man. And it's really upsetting. And the reason we complain about that stuff is because we want to see that change. Anyways, I'm just kind of yapping here. I just have to get this out. This has been what I'm feeling lately. So, thank you for listening this far. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Borg, what do you think the best Meteor Strike, which is early level, brand new wizard having Meteor Strike, mwah, fantastic. I mean, you get it at like level 20.
Yeah,
but you can have it even earlier than that if you utilize this pet.
Yes, it'd be good for very low level noobs.
Yes. Like saying, do you know how good the air is for every perk? Like for this specific perk?
Or gives you.
It's also the Frillosaur.
But we'll say on this one, it's a different Frillosaur. One of two routes. Route 1 is all damage with a frill, or you need an item card blade.
Yeah.
Do you want to argue that your little knight's cooler than my
Dinosaurs are freaking lame and overplayed.
to Avalon?
I hate them both.
You just every.
I am not. Let's compare two pieces of whichever.
No, I just gave you this.
8-year-old.
Also the Frillosaur.
It's also the Frillosaur.
But we'll say on this one, it's a different Frillosaur. So if you're making a storm pet, do not do the same one you did for fire and everyone else under the sun. You want a scaly because the set bonus is different. It gives 6 for storm. The fire one gives 5 universal, so you're losing 1 damage if you go the other way.
Which is absolutely critical. Because soon they're making the damage cap 260, and you ain't getting close to that.
Okay, forget about the scaly and whatever. Any kind of frill. Forget about it.
Okay, forget about it, Mikey.
This right here.
Ultra Rain Core? The Rain Core.
Rain Core. Look at the... If he rains... You're fired. But, anyways... After whatever that was, look at the item cards this core gives you. A Storm Blade, 140 per pip over 3 rounds.
That is awesome, because Storm can never get a DOT of any kind.
Yeah, and then you get Dark Wind for 35%. So even if you're just supporting a Storm, if you're in a raid and you're like Elf Hitter support, you get a blue card Stormblade and a blue card Storm Bubble.
That's fantastic.
That's 2 ginormous achievements.
I have that same pet that was trained up, Boar, the exact one you have, mind you. Yeah. And that was the best pet until I found out about the Frillosaur, which gives you 16 quintillion more damage. There was one thing I used on my Storm, and that was a Leviathan.
Yeah.
You want to click on him, Boar? I have it equipped.
Yeah, so I'm not rocking anything but a Rain Core. That's how much I love this little guy.
Click on O'Kane Goldfist and let's check out his daggum pet. It's there. Ultra Deep Leviathan. No, you hit control.
I was seeing where
control.
You get it from. Dr. Egghead in Celestia.
Dr. Eggman?
That might be good to take into a raid because you can hit for 935 with round 2.
With 7 pips and removes a blade, and you get a Storm Blade and that useless little disarm spell. But I mean, it's added just for fun. You get a Storm Blade.
One thing about these 2 pets is that if you're not a dude's just chugging viciously mid-monologue. Just
I figured you were going to talk for a minute so I could have a second to drink.
The bad thing about these pets is that you have to be a Storm Wizard to use them. So if you're dual schooling, these are out of the question for a Storm. You'll have to do something else, like I think a Gulcher. Is a Gulcher Storm only? Do you have any Storm Gulchers?
I do.
Put it on.
I have them on.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, exit out of the whole friends menu so that we can.
I had to let it refresh. Okay, so this Gulcher may be better.
Depending on your preference.
I'd say the Gulcher is better. You get the blade, you get this Windstorm that stacks with your current Windstorm, but the bad thing is that the bubble is the critical and pierce bubble.
I dislike the critical pierce bubble. I prefer the damage.
So would you rather would you rather have a damage bubble or would you rather have Windstorm? That's the answer to your question for which pet's better. Because this little damage thing is situation. And let's just say that this may be the worst pet I've ever seen anybody wear ever. This one that Core's rocking that he
What's wrong with it?
Took to Mega for some unknown reason. He got a pierce. What did you get?
This is what you call a raid pet.
That is not a raid pet.
That is what I had to use.
Let me show
Times were tough back in '95. That's me and Uncle Bill just trying to survive a cotton farm.
In the Great Depression?
In the Great Depression.
No one on Earth was going This is my raid
Nobody's
pet.
going to understand that reference.
This is my raid pet. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. And then I'm going to put a Pierce right here.
No, you ain't got it yet. Yours is worse than mine. Yours is worse than mine.
I
Yours
need
is
the
worse than mine.
I need the Dinkelberg, and this is where I'd put my Pierce.
If I had one. If I had one.
Let me see if I can chug 5 gallons of water in a row like you just did.
You were mid-monologue. I'm gonna throw up. You know what's the best balance pet? Also the Frillosaur.
The Frillosaur.
The Frillosaur, 5 universal damage, you know, that one. But what other than that, Boar? Which one other than that would you say?
It is, obviously, this one here.
The Snappy Griffin?
Obviously.
Because you get the Balance Blade, the Lemuria Trimere. You could hit this. That would be nice.
Hold on, I gotta pee.
What do you mean you gotta pee?
I had to pee on your chest.
I'm leaving this in.
We had some technical issues.
He had to piss.
I had to pee very bad because I drank the world's largest bottle of water.
I'm gonna have to leave that in now. That part of you drinking from you saying that.
Oh god.
Okay, continue.
I regret that very deeply.
I don't know why you did it. You had nothing to prove to anybody.
Well, mom ain't raised a kid.
Hit click.
This
I'm holding control.
This is. Now go over here.
What have you done? There you go.
This is obviously, like leaps and bounds, the best balance pet, hands down.
Fit, Balance Blade, and a rank 7 AoE.
Busted.
That's excellent.
You can convert and not have to hit balance on balance.
Yes. You do not ever get an AoE that is not that or not less Shadow Pip gained.
The Possum is also very good though, but you only get Blade. You
Yeah,
get
that's terrible.
Balance Blade, Blade Storm, and Dragon Spear.
It's not terrible.
You're not allowed to trap. This would be better. And then also this one, Gobbler Ball. You get a Balance Blade and an Elemental Blade. Busted on both accounts.
Boar! No! I just dropped my spoon. I caught it with my feet. Boar?
That's even worse.
Mid. We have Frosties, by the way.
We have been. our producer Jamie brought us some Frosties.
We got some Frosties. I drank a Coke. He had 6 gallons of water in one sip. We're
I
cooking.
didn't think I was gonna make it.
Yeah. On to the next. Mid. What's the best one to y'all? Of course, it is the Frillosaur yet again.
Equip that Frillosaur. Let me inspect.
Give me a second. I'm gonna put it on and put on my Trumpy Bronto.
Let's take a look at that boy right there.
Click on me. Click on me.
So, this is the reason on Myth you use a different pet. It gives 6 Myth damage specifically. The Fire one again gives 5 universals. So
Myth and Storm, Myth and Storm, Storm and Myth, they get 6 instead of 5.
Yes. So Myth, you want a snappy Frillosaur.
Yes.
But enough with the dinosaurs. Equip that other boy. Let me see him.
My raid pet would be this boy. What? I have several. Check out this pet. I just quipped.
Just quipped.
Just put that motherfucker on.
Okay, so this one I believe is the best Myth pet. Especially if you're doing anything that involves setting.
I agree. Myth Blade, Fint, rank 7 Basilisk. This is just like the Balance pet, but different.
I should invert it.
Boar, let's go on to the next. This is my raid pet. You gotta exit out. I said exit.
You got on to me earlier for clicking off.
Well, you exited the whole game last time.
Okay, this is pretty busted.
This is my raid pet. Blade Trap Aura.
This is very good for raids, specifically, and I might add, Boar made this pet.
He did.
And I slaved.
Unsolicited. Just made the pet. I didn't even ask for it. He got on my account, made the pet, and this is the best raid pet to ever exist in the whole raid history.
Ever. Double pierce, double damage, reinforce.
And it's mine. You made it. You spent all the time to make it, and it's mine. I think I'm gonna throw it in the trash just to
I can already see Eisen in the bottom. How come it only has 4 talents, but it doesn't have the mighty adjustment for going up? I don't know, because it got Hardy. How was Hardy in the pool? Don't know. Why was it in there? Don't know. Thought it was copied. But this is perfect. He's at max damage, pierce, all that yada yada.
Wait, what?
But let me add that this trap is a trap all, and it's 0 pips, which is just better than Windstorm.
Oh my god!
That is racism if I've ever seen it.
Oh my god, boy!
What are they doing to my kind? That's rude. Elizabeth Raventhorn.
How could you do this?
That's rude.
Beth.
How could you do this, Elizabeth?
Stay here, listen to this. Huh?
If I could type, I'd be a dangerous man.
Boars are friends, not right.
Elizabeth is so confused.
Learn. Get better. He is unwilling. I see it in his eyes.
As a fellow boar, this saddens me.
His unwillingness. I can't believe she wasn't AFK.
I know.
I thought she was AFK.
I wish I had a boar or something.
We're just completely harassing this poor person. Are we just gonna change realms? Or?
LOL. Now let's go up here and let her.
Yeah, and then we walk off, and then we're just staring at a wall for no discernible reason. After
life, what it comes at you fast.
You wouldn't believe what the best life pet is.
It is
the Frillosaur yet again.
But other than that, what is it? I like this possum.
I do also like the possum. It is exquisite cool.
It is just like the balanced possum.
We're talking Life Blade. That's excellent. The Blade Storm, that is excellent.
And this Life Piercer?
Mm-hmm. That's delicious. Kind of like this Frosty via Wendy's. We're sponsored, by the way. We make 6% commission on every one you purchase.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Frosty, not by Wendy's.
Mention that Antec sent you. Don't say her name.
We didn't do it.
Yeah, Antec.
It was our 4th member.
Our 3rd and 4th members are and Tech.
Yeah.
Which
look at this insanity that I did though. I made this pet first, and it's a scaly Frillosaur, and it gives the set bonus of 4 life damage.
Why would
I wasn't satisfied with that, so I upgraded from Xena to Zeus, and now this one gives the set bonus of 5 universal damage.
Why would they make the ice and life ones 4 when there's a universal that gives 5? Why do they hate life and ice so dearly, especially ice?
But I had to remake that pet specifically to get 1 more damage because that put me on the nose. 200 damage on a life wizard.
Delicious.
Delicioso. 11,600 health, 200 damage, 40 resist, 1 billion accuracy, 44 pierce.
Has your arm fully healed?
Not from jerking.
Yeah. Wondering when the cast got taken off.
I'm gonna be the king of the pirates! Believe it!
We're taking on water. Look at it. It's not a good time.
Oh God. Let's go to Triton Avenue. Let's go to Crab Alley. Let's go to Crab Alley real quick.
Every sidewalk. Keep going. Keep going.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches. Let's hop in the water, Boar. Boar, your boat sucks.
It does suck. It is made out of lead because it's just glued to the bottom of this.
Not even 1 inch off the bottom of the ocean
Look how hard I can push this.
Let's just say right after.
You just ruined my camera work. Let's put this.
Was that a freaking pixie on a death wizard? Boar.
This is my energy pet. Look at that. The pierce failed. But I got the energy I needed.
Don't equip another pet. Keep the energy pet on. I shouldn't have to tell you this, boar. You'll lose the energy.
5 damage on a...
Oh yeah, would you look at that? It's also the best death pet.
No, for real.
You didn't need us to tell you that though, but the next best death pet would probably have to be the Gulcher.
Gulcher.
You just equipped the... I just told you. You just lost all that energy.
I'm not using it for anything. Anyways. Deathblade, Faint, Age of Reckoning. This is mid. This is terrible. This will never get used.
Yes. But the Blade and the Fit are immaculate, like always.
Busted. The only... Gulcher or the Griffin for death are the only logical options other than a Frillosaur.
Yeah.
Except good old-fashioned this guy.
Yep, he's pretty immaculate as well.
Good for setting, and a death is a glorified balance.
Yeah, death is the... You could argue death is a better support school than balance, and that's the whole friggin' utility of balance.
Because balance, yeah, they have balanced blades. But you know what death has?
Bad Juju, which gives 10 extra %.
Death has two balanced blades.
Oh wait, no, it does not give 10 extra %. It's the same!
But double.
Yeah. Death just gets balance blade. So maybe Death is just superior.
Yeah.
And it gets the same freaking trap too.
Yeah.
Death and balance get the same trap.
Death is a better support than balance.
Yeah. All you're missing are elemental blade. And guess what? You can train that.
Oh, these trap.
Yeah, you can train that. You can train that. You can train that.
Trap.
This has been a tremendous episode of Cornbore Tech and Elizabeth. Cornbore Tech.
Ow! Go make these pets this double XP weekend for the 5th time this month.
Let's talk about one more thing this update's doing, and that's the Jewel update.
That is a big update.
Let's talk about the jewels. Oh yeah, use your cantrip, you frickin' norm.
I am, because...
Look at how fast! Look at how fast!
Here.
There wasn't even a load screen when I just did that.
I'm already standing here. Look at me.
Yeah, because you hit the button like a solid hour and a half before I started treasure cards.
Whoa, just Azov?
Oh, well.
Zaza?
Why can't they add that in live round? Why can't they add that? Okay. So wait, I didn't see the reagents or equipment. I just clicked.
Yo, y'all, I think I'm gonna wrap this up right here, guys. Playing a little Wizard101, I just got back into my city. Really had fun listening. I need to grab more couch potatoes so I can get my garden going so I can make a pet snacks. And then I'm gonna make a wrangler. Maybe hopefully I'll stream it next time. I'm gonna be back at y'all with some more Minecraft. I'm gonna see you guys. I'll see you guys. Next. First step. I just got a bite. I know creatures been stepping on leeches got bad news that you might catch a seizure. So to my channel, I stream on Twitch at KellyABCXYZ. You can get that one. Just KellyABCXYZ, that's my Twitch. I stream around there.
And hence where we're at now. What's the microphone I'm using?
See, this is my Twitch. don't forget to drop a sub. Yeah. Tools.